Good afternoon and welcome to the Mid-Atlantic Region Masterclass. I'm Jill Terhar-Lewis and I'm really excited to be here today. We have a great host of events. Excuse me. I was so good so far. I knew that was going to happen. Sorry about that. I'm really excited about our program today. We have some wonderful teachers and some exciting student singers to present a variety of repertoire today. And I want to thank our committee that helped to make the selections for this event here today. Some of the singers will be performing on video, but others will be performing live today. So you'll see a variety of ways people are teaching through Zoom. And we just are excited to get started. Each teacher will have 2 students that they're working with in about a 30-minute period. So our first group that we have today will be working with Dr. Allison Trainer. So let me put her forward here. Hello, Dr. Allison Trainer, how are you? Whoops, we got to unmute right there. Yes, and she will be working with Kaylee Richard, who is a student of Alyssa Cox. And without further ado, I'm going to back away so that we can begin with the singing. Let's get this going here. And I'm going to put...
Hi.
Are you ready to begin with the singing? We'll do that first. How about? Okay, great. Thank you.
Great job. That's beautiful. What a beautiful, beautiful, warm, lush mezzo sound. That's fantastic. Okay. Tell me a little bit about your idea of this song. What are you thinking about when you sing this?
I'm definitely thinking about how it is the story of the crucifixion from Mary's point of view and kind of trying to get into her point of view of being a mother that's losing her son and watching it.
Yes, yes. It's very painful, right? So just to be clear, it's not exactly her perspective. It's more like another person thinking about her perspective. It's like, you know, the monk meditating on what that must have been like for her, right? Yes. And how painful it is to lose a child. I can see that you're very, very focused and you have your eyes looking kind of a little bit up and straight ahead the whole time. The problem, and again, we're on Zoom, so that's really difficult. But the problem is, this is such a personal text. And it's I really need to see you having these thoughts for the first time and really processing them. It's as if the piano part is you thinking, that it's like parts of thoughts and processing these thoughts and speaking them as if you're speaking them for the first time. Would you mind saying the poem for me?
Okay.
If you want to look at it, that's fine. I'm not trying to put you on the spot.
Okay. At the cry of the first bird, they began to crucify you. Oh, swan, never shall lament cease because of that. It was like the parting of day from night. Sore was the suffering borne by the body of Mary's son. But sorer still to him was the grief which for his sake came upon his mother.
Yes. So already I'm seeing a little bit more variation in your eyes, a little bit of physicality. I'm going to ask you to do it one more time and be very, very brave, because what I need to see, I know it's just a song, not an aria, but just a song. But to me, there's so much drama. I would love, love, love to see just a little bit of the pain in your body, right? And that can be done just the way that you breathe or sigh or tucking in on yourself when you're thinking about the pain and the grief, as opposed to those moments when you're looking at him and watching him being crucified, right? And so when we speak, we never keep our arms right by our sides. We never keep our eyes in the same place. When we get up to sing, we have the tendency to do that, right? Yeah. So say it for me one time and imagine that you're in a big space and you're seeing the crucifixion, and then you're seeing the mother, and then you're feeling the mother's pain, and let that be reflected in your body. Okay?
Okay.
All right.
At the cry of the first bird, they began to crucify you. Oh, swan, never shall lament cease because of that. It was like the parting of day from night. Sore was the suffering borne by the body of Mary's son. But sorer still to him was the grief which for his sake came upon his mother.
Excellent. I know that's very hard to do on the spot, so thank you for being willing to play with that a little bit. That's a tool that I use all the time for myself, for my students. Because when we speak, we're usually so expressive with our bodies and our hands and our faces, and then we get up to sing and we get a little scared and thinking about technique and we get a little bit stiff. So the more that you can bring into that, the better. Okay. There are a couple places where you were doing some sliding vocally. I probably wouldn't do that in this piece. One thing that's sort of special about these pieces is that they're very simple. Right. And so very clean singing can be helpful. Also, there's a few places where you straight tone a bit, and I don't have the feeling that you're doing it on purpose. I have the feeling that it's just a little bit of a vocal habit. Sometimes we straight tone a little bit to anchor ourselves. Why don't you start again? And we'll just start and stop a little bit. Okay.
Okay.
Is this a track, or is there an accompanist somewhere behind you that I can't see?
It's a track.
It's a track. That's what I thought. Okay. See it.
At the cry of the first bird, they began to crucify thee, oh swan.
Okay, so there's that slide that I probably wouldn't do. Let's stop. Very good. Very good. Okay. I heard to the straight tone. Cry of the first bird, right? So there's that tendency to straight tone some of the shorter notes that we interpret as being less important. But if you can be really disciplined and continue to vibrate through those notes, that's going to give us a much easier legato. Without the track, can you just sing for me? At the cry of the first bird. Make sure you are vibrating every note. Give it a try.
At the cry of the first bird.
Keep going like that. Keep going like that, even without the track. That's excellent.
They began to crucify thee.
Oh, did you hear it on si? Crucify thee.
Yeah.
Right? So what happens, and this is just something I'm a little bit obsessed with, is when we straight tone, it's almost like driving with our foot on the gas and our foot on the brake at the same time. And it's like we're sort of stopping ourselves from resonating and spinning and vibrating. And so all of a sudden this beautiful sound changes, right? And what we ultimately want is a lined up sound where we don't notice this kind of coming in and out of the vibrato. On that first phrase, when you vibrated every note, to my ears, that was glorious. It was beautiful. Can you sing at the cry of the first bird, they began, and make sure you vibrate every single note on that phrase, okay? From they began.
They began to crucify thee, O swan.
That's absolutely beautiful. Keep going, just like that.
Never shall lament cease because of that.
Absolutely beautiful. I can't see other people's faces right now, but to me, that is such a stunning sound. And I noticed, the first time through, I heard a little bit of tension and a little bit of holding in the vibrato, which is usually tongue and jaw. And when you're concentrating on vibrating consistently, that seems to just go away. So that's lovely added benefit. Okay, when we get to, they began to crucify him, O swan. When we get to, never shall lament cease, that's the first place in the song where we feel this 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 1, 2. So let us hear and see that more, right? Never shall lament cease. Show us that more, okay? Can you try that?
Yeah. Never shall lament cease because of that.
Good. Keep going.
It was like the party.
It was. You straight toned was. It was.
It was like the parting of day from night.
Beautiful. Keep going.
So was the suffering borne by the body of Mary's Son.
Yes, ma'am.
But so still to him was the grief which for his sake came upon his mother.
Very good. Now I'm just going to keep throwing things at you until they tell me I have to stop. This is stunning. And, Barber did everything very deliberately, right? So there are places in this song where words are emphasized that would not normally be emphasized, but you know that he didn't make any mistakes, right? So when she when you sing came upon his mother, right? We have a moment of syncopation. That beat comes in early so that it's emphasized. And it's weird to go came upon. And can you think of a reason dramatically why he might have done that?
I feel like because it's emphasizing that it was on her, like there was suffering on her.
Yes. And I don't know if you've ever gone through profound grief, but it comes in waves, and it's like, it can just take your breath away. Sometimes you can be going about your daily business and then you get this wave of grief that you weren't anticipating, and it just takes your breath away. And I feel like, which for his sake came upon, right? It's like, oh, it came upon his mother losing a child. It's like the most painful thing you can imagine. So
we're at 2 minutes. Two minutes.
Thank you. So be brave as you continue to work on this, and hopefully all of these songs, because I'm sure you'd sing all of them beautifully. Don't be afraid to really show what Barbara had in mind with these very unusual rhythms and text setting and phrasing. It's unusual, it's surprising, it's kind of hard to learn at first, I know, but it's always got meaning behind it. The other thing really fast is that you have a little bit of a tendency to sort of punch out each note with a little bit of heaviness. And that can be very, very useful in certain moments in this song and certain moments in the cycle. But be careful that it doesn't end up taking over the whole song, right? We want to, when you have a phrase, think about where the phrase is going so that it's the destination is what gets the emphasis and not just every single word. Okay, do you have any questions?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, that's just, your voice is just so beautiful, so warm and lovely. So congratulations to you and your teacher.
Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
Thank you so much, Dr. Trainer. Kaylee, you sounded amazing, and Dr. Trainer, valuable input there. So we're actually going to move to something very different right now. We're going to go from that to a song called Disneyland. That will be sung on video by Brynn Jonathan. Sorry if I made that wrong. But she's going to sing it on video, and then she's here live to work with Dr. Trainer after that. So let's listen to the video. Thank you.
No.
I can't hear it.
So sorry, just a second. Technical difficulties right here. Craig, do you have that up? I think there's something up with my sound sharing right now. Thank you. So sorry about that, Brynn.
Hi, my name is Brynn Jonathan, and I will be singing Disneyland from Smile by Marvin Hamlish. Hot Sunday night, I guess the folks were busy fighting. Joe'd already left home. 11 years old on my own, feeling nothing but lonely. There's nothing to do, there's nothing out there but the traffic down on State 93. So I'd sit through the night by my old black and white TV. And that's where I saw it. That's when I heard it. to Disneyland. Find my way to Disneyland. On a western breeze, magic carpet, please carry me away. Oh, I know you're gonna say the trees are paper mache. It's done with mirrors, the magic is there. It's big birds full of springs. You press the button, it sings recorded music in the air. They better plywood and paste. It's only plywood and paste. Go on, say it. I'll turn around and tell you I don't care. I don't care. I will live in Disneyland. Make my home in Disneyland. Maybe it's all fake. That's the chance I'll take. It's perfectly okay. Someone give me Disneyland. Take me there to Disneyland. And when I get to Disneyland, I'll stay.
Brava. Brava. Bravi, actually, because this is very impressive vocal teaching also, because that song, it is just so tempting to belch your face off, right? And you are mixing so beautifully that technically I'm just so pleased. I would tell you to do exactly the same things that your teacher is telling you to do. It's really healthy. Even when you make those very conscious choices to straight tone, I can see that they're conscious choices and that you're not holding them forever and you're not putting too much subglottic pressure on them. So this is really, really smart singing.
Thank you.
How would you feel, this is just off the top of my head, but how would you feel about taking it one click faster? I mean, truly just one click. I feel like it might give it a little bit more of a childlike energy, and it also might make some of those very long held notes that you're mixing a little easier, but we can play with that.
Yeah.
May I ask you about gesturing? How do you figure out gesturing when you are preparing this song?
I would definitely say like seeing that video too, and just in general with me, when I was thinking in the beginning, like I always think of like kind of like a picture, and like I get when she says, I guess the folks were busy fighting, I like kind of like fighting, like let it go, like I let it go or I keep it in, because I feel like in this song, in the beginning, she doesn't want to say this out loud to like her friend at all, so it's like holding it in, but also I do that, and also just like letting it all go, and especially like when it comes to that, like it's only plywood and paste, go on, say it, like just letting it all go. But yeah, I would say like those kind of gestures.
Okay, it's interesting because one thing that I noticed, and gesturing is just so hard. One thing that I noticed is there's a lot of dropping, a lot of like hands up, dropping, hands up, dropping. And I think we need to be a little bit careful because that can be distracting, but it's also sort of this dropping of the energy, which I don't think you want to do when you're playing a song. I think I understand why that's where you're going. But let's see if we can find some more productive verbs or feelings that we can use that will give you a little bit more dynamic and consistent energy in your body, so that we don't have that feeling of like, oh, a gesture, oh, a gesture.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's hard to play not wanting to let this out, right? You could also make a different choice that maybe she is finally relieved that she has somebody she can share this with, right? She's the experienced pageant girl. She's, it's actually kind of sad, really. Tell me what you think as she recounts that memory of being 11 and hearing her parents constantly fighting, and her older brother's already at college, so she's completely alone, you know, and maybe she sees other friends who have perfect looking families and she doesn't have any of that. And it's just, it's crushing in a way, and which is why I can understand kind of the frustrated, defeated gesturing, but we have to find something a little bit more active. And so as you remember those things, let it just take over your body, maybe not so much with hands, but just whole body and face and voice, that sad loneliness, that longing for something different, that makes you so a perfect candidate to fall in love with Disneyland, right? You're like perfectly primed for that. And then I absolutely love what you said about seeing the parents fighting, right? But I need to see it bigger. And again, this is very hard when you have a camera right in front of your face. You have to forget that that camera's there. Because all I see is just maybe your eyes going up a little bit, but I need to see your whole body, like feeling those memories and remembering those terrible feelings and what it felt like to be 11 having those terrible feelings. And then what it was like to see Disneyland for the first time. And I need to see that shift in your body and your energy and everything, you know, and it's like, oh, but maybe it is all fake. And, you know, that can be maybe a little bit more internal. It's all fake. It's frustrating. It's maddening. Who cares what people say? I love it anyway. I love Disneyland. Like, I need to see these shifts in your body. You can even do it in a chair. It's like, it's that physical shifting, right? Because if we end up with gestures that are just here or just here, it immediately cuts you off and I lose the character. Can we start it again?
Yeah.
Great.
I actually have the digital track if that's okay.
Okay, that's fine.
Awesome.
Let go of your hands.
Hot Sunday night, I guess the folks were busy fighting. Joe'd already left home. 11 years old on my own, feeling nothing but lonely.
Yes.
There's nothing to do, there's nothing out there but the traffic.
Okay, so I'm just gonna stop you. And I am, maybe this is just maybe I'm picky about gesturing. I wouldn't gesture unless there's really a reason, right? Like we're talking about traffic. We don't need to gesture for it. I just need to see the shift in your body to see that you're referring to it, maybe out the window, right? Same with, you know, them fighting again. Like, I don't need an arm gesture. I just need the shift in your body and the thought in your mind. I mean, I don't want to make you tight and stiff because you're trying not to gesture, but what I'm trying to get you to do is make sure that every single gesture is organic and is really necessary, right? And helpful. All right, one more time.
Yes. Hot Sunday night, I guess the folks were busy fighting. Joe'd already left home. 11 years old on my own, feeling nothing but lonely. There's nothing to do, there's nothing out there but the traffic down on State 93. So I'd sit through the night by my old black and white TV. And that's where I saw it. And that's when I heard it. Calling me. Disneyland,
Magic Kingdom, Disneyland.
Be a kid.
Close my eyes real tight, wishing hard I might, wishing hard I may. Got to get to Disneyland.
Show me how much it means.
Find my way to Disneyland. On a western breeze, magic carpet, please carry me away. Oh, I know you're gonna say the trees are paper mache. It's done with mirrors, the magic there. These freezable birds full of springs. You press the button, it sings recorded music in the air. They've had the melody through face. It's only plywood and paste. Go on, say it. I'll turn around and tell you I don't care. I don't care. I will live in Disneyland. Make my home in Disneyland. Maybe it's all fake. That's the chance I'll take. It's perfectly okay. Someone give me Disneyland. Take me there to Disneyland. And when I get to Disneyland, I'll stay.
Okay, so you're singing it
Miss.
so incredible. Okay, thank you. You're singing it so, so well. But for example, if you end it like this, you're kind of cutting
Yeah.
yourself off from the dynamic, passionate ending that I know you want, right? When I get to Disneyland, right? This is like everything you've ever wanted in your whole entire life. And we need to see that. And we need to see it from a kid's perspective, right? You're still a kid, actually. You're like, what are you, 18, 17 in the show, which is really, really young. And then you're also remembering back to being 11. So it's like every little thing is just so exciting and you want it so badly, right? So there's this expression, free your statue from the stone, right? This is the hardest work we do as singers, to forget that there are other people watching us and to just let the feeling take over every single cell in our bodies, right? And just cut loose, because that's what people go to the theater to see, right? They go to the theater to see you absolutely cutting loose and risking and being truly vulnerable, right? You can kind of imagine that in that moment, she starts out just kind of hot summer night, sharing the story with her friend, but then she gets so swept up in it that she forgets where she is, how old she is, you know. So enjoy the fact that you're singing it so well. Trust the technique that you have built into it, because it's really healthy and really good. And allow yourself to cut loose, okay?
Awesome.
All right, wonderful job.
Thank you.
Wonderful. That was beautiful singing and lovely, lovely to hear. We're going to move next. Thank you, Dr. Trainer. We appreciate you. We're going to move to Dr. Ayumi Nakama. Sorry, just a second. Ayumi Nakamae. And our next two singers Let's see. There you are. Hello.
Hello. Nice to see you,
Thank-
everybody.
Yeah, thank you for joining us. And do we have Sadie here? She's with Mira, I believe.
Yes.
Yes. Sorry, I just am not seeing her. There it is. For some reason, I cannot spotlight you. Mira, would you unmute and say hello?
Yeah.
There you are. Okay, gotcha. Wonderful. Okay, so we have Sadie Sherman here, who's a student of Nancy Almquist, and we have Dr. Ayumi Nakame here.
Great job. Beautiful singing. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Great. Okay. I'm going to ask, what would you like to work? What is your problem, if you were to say? I think you have a beautiful voice. That is already there.
I think what I need to work on most is like switching between head and chest voice and working on my head mix and chest mix.
Okay. Did you notice that you start to run out of breath?
Yeah,
Yeah, and then I know this piece looks so easy. On the sheet of paper, it looks so easy, but it's probably one of the hardest pieces that I sing to make it so beautiful. So I agree with you. This is not the easiest piece, and then this is very difficult because it stays right there. I'd like to try this method can you hum? Let's see. Let's just do the beginning because it's just happened to be the first page. Can you sing humming first, just the first page?
Okay.
Heart your molars, honey.
Oh wait, sorry. That's
No, you already discovered the problem right there. You figured it out. Something was wrong with the first setup so that your leap didn't go quite as smooth as it should. All right, so do it again. Okay, nice job. Did you notice sometimes you do? Do you see there's a gap in between the pitches? We're supposed to sing this in legato. I want you to just sing the first two measures with the hum one more time, but this time I want you to say the words inside your mouth, but to close your lips. So like this.
okay.
Okay, that's good.
Okay.
Don't you think that was more legato?
Yeah.
Don't you think you had more air left at the end of that phrase compared to the first time? Do it one more time. Aim to that leap. Can you connect it?
Okay.
Still keep the lips closed, but say the words inside your mouth. Good. Sing that with the words, with the lips open this time. But do the same way how you maneuvered inside and then connect to the line like you just did.
Okay.
Okay, look for a second. Is there any way you can see yourself humming and then monitor what's happening inside your mouth? Can you do the hum one more time?
Mm-hmm.
What's your, how you move your jaw?
Okay.
Can you do the same thing with your lips open this time? But recognize what's happening to your jaw. Okay, do you feel it's any better?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay, now I want to hear you do, since you mentioned about moving up and down, changing it. So can we go to letter A, if you have letter A? It's the next page.
Okay.
When you go P-A, that part. Sing that page. Okay, I think that's already improved. Now I want to hear that section. Do the hum thing one more time, please. But aim to sing the whole phrase in one breath.
Okay.
It's the third measure of A.
That's it.
Yeah. Good job. Don't you like that, how it felt?
Yeah.
And then that was a legato, you see? when you sing legato, you don't lose a lot of breath, but also it keeps the voice in a nice, vocal folds are happier that way. Can we sing with the words this time? Can you simulate how it was like in humming?
Yeah.
How do you like that?
A lot better.
I know. So what are you doing? You did it.
I don't know. I'm just thinking about how my mouth was when I was humming.
Mm-hmm. And then, so did it free up some of the tightness in your jaw or the throat? Or
Yeah.
maybe you kept your breath going instead of enunciating, hitting every single note. So you sang more legato all the way to the end. So I think I suggested that you continue the whole song and then see how that goes. And then if you hear any that if it's not legato, you will hear that. And so closing the lips to exercise that way helps you to find a focal point as well as feeling of the breath. Did you notice that you didn't need as much air?
Yeah.
So that makes you also feel comfortable about singing through the phrases, because oftentimes we run out of air and we panic and then we start to suck in the air and then we lose more air. And then so it just goes backwards instead of going forward. Do we have another minute or two? If so, I'd like to do very the end. Can you
Yeah,
see
you've got a
it?
few.
Oh, sorry.
Can we do the last two measures? Very the end of the song. Sempiternam requiem. Sing with the words, please.
Sempiternam. Oh wait, I don't think that's right.
That's okay. Actually, that's great. Can we do the last four measures? I have letter E there, if you have letter E.
Yeah. Sempiternam requiem. Sempiternam requiem.
Now, can we do the same thing as we did earlier about the humming thing? See if you can do two measures in one breath. But the key is to sing legato.
Okay. Oh, can you move it up?
How do you like that?
It's more legato.
I know, and then I'm hearing the vibrato. Sound has much rounder quality altogether, and that's saving your breath too, and your voice is really well focused. Now you get to choose. You're going to do the humming one more time, or you want to sing with the words. You get to do whichever.
I'll try singing with the words.
All right.
The last two measures.
Mm-hmm.
Sempiternam requiem.
How about that?
It was better.
I know, you did it. Great job. Now, can we do from letter E to the end?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on a second. Don't jump right on. Think about what you're gonna do and then start.
Okay. Sempiternam requiem. Oh, I think I did the last two measures.
That's right. Can we do the last four measures?
You're gonna play.
Yeah.
2 minutes.
Sempiternam requiem.
Is that any good?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So one more thing I'm going to address is the way you breathe and then how you start. How do you do? Do you just suck in a breath and then jump right on? Or do you comfortably inhale, let the breath fall in, and then go, say? Or do you go, say?
Yeah, I think I tend to jump right in.
That's what most of us do. So it may be the time for you to start think about, okay, I'm going to say. So you're ready to go instead of hurry it. Let's do the last 4 measures one more time, just to think about the breath and then flow.
Sempiterno requiem, sempiterno requiem.
Okay, I applaud you for the initial one, but the between, did you hear you did?
Yeah.
You don't need to do that.
Yeah.
And nobody's going to monitor you how quickly you took a breath, but we'd rather hear your beautiful sound. So if you need to take a little bit more time to breathe there, I'd rather you do that than. Okay, it's time. Thank you
Okay.
so much.
Thank you so much, Mira.
Thank
You wonderful.
That was lovely. Thank you so much. And now we're going to move our attention to a song called You'll Be Back from the musical Hamilton, sung by Gaston Finger, student of Amy Eyre. Let's applaud. There we go. All right, go ahead.
Yep. You say the price of my love's not a price that you're willing to pay. You cry in your tea, which you hurl in the sea when you see me go by. Why so sad? Remember we made an arrangement when you went away. Now you're making me mad. Remember, despite our estrangement, I'm your man. You'll be back, soon you'll see. You'll remember you belong to me. You'll be back, time will tell. You'll remember that I served you well. Oceans rise, empires fall. We have seen each other through it all. And when push comes to shove, I will send a fully armed battalion to remind you of my love. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. You say your love is draining and you can't go on. You'll be the one complaining when I am gone. And no, don't change the subject, 'cause you're my favorite subject, my sweet, submissive subject, my royal subject, forever and ever and ever and ever and ever. You'll be back like before. I will fight the fight and win the war. For your love, for your praise, and I'll love you till my dying days. When you're gone, I'll go mad, so So don't throw away this thing we had, 'cause when push comes to shove, I will kill your friends and family to remind you of my love. Da 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 yada da 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 yada da 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 yada da da da. Everybody, da 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 yada da 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 yada da 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 yada da 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 yada.
I love this piece.
Me too.
You did a great job.
Thank you.
You know what I really like the most? Your expression in your face and your eyes.
Thank you.
Yes. And you didn't have to do anything because it told me everything, what you're thinking. Okay, so I'm going to ask, what do you want to work on?
Probably that you say our love is journey and you can't go on. That part I have to go in falsetto because I don't have whatever note that is.
Okay.
So I feel like making that transition smoother has been a focus of
Okay.
mine.
But the question is, you are not the performer who you heard on stage. You have a different instrument.
Mhm.
And I think sometimes we want us to be that instead of you. I think there is a freedom. We should consider what our instrument can do and it cannot do. And I don't think you need to copy whoever that is, because I'm not going to be Maria Callas. I just can't do that. So I think you need to find your niche first, and then you need to make sure that that is more in the foreground than try to chase something you're not. Does this make any sense at all?
Yes. Yes.
So what is your forte?
Sorry.
What is your forte? What do you do well in general, or even in this song?
I feel like I'm like expressiveness. Probably I like to act with
Yes,
my
it
face.
does. Yes, you are. And then so I think that has to be your go-to thing. And then that two notes or the two measures, is that important?
I guess not.
Just to
No.
keep in mind, I think, especially musical theater pieces, telling the story is the foreground, and that's got to be an extension. How skillful you are, yeah, that's a plus. But if you can't tell the story, which you're already doing, so this is like a cherry on the top. Is that how you say it? So here's the question for you: is King George, this King George, right?
Yeah.
Is he serious?
No.
Why not? I think he's dead serious.
Oh yeah. He is serious.
Yeah.
I feel like he's being a little playful with it though.
I know how much the playful to put in is the question.
Yeah.
So since you sing so well already, and so I'm gonna just approach about this, how to bring the character to be more. Do we all like him?
Yeah, I don't know, but he does bad things. But
Yes,
he's
I know. So we're
entertaining.
supposed, don't we have to hate him?
Yeah.
Because that's the contrast in the character in the show.
Mhm.
So more hateful you become, then the good people become. We like these people, right? So we gotta have that contrast in the character. So you sing sweetly, but dead serious. So that make you more evil. Do you know what I'm saying?
I think so. Yeah.
Can we think about that? The personality and how to present it instead of being just cynical and funny. Can you be really dead serious? some moments. I think you already brought some out when you do the murder and killing the family and friends because you love them. Would you like to sing it and see how it goes? And then I really like that you're not doing too much of the gesture because you can't. In this particular scene, that you gotta have that huge crown and then you have to be in that costume. So you can't really do much of a movement anyway. So do that with your eyes and then your face and then with the tone.
Okay.
Do you have the recording to sing on? Do we have enough time to sing? Let's do.
Yes, you got about 6 minutes. 6
Okay,
minutes.
great. Perfect.
You say the price of my love's not a price that you're willing to pay. You cry in your tea which you hurl in the sea when you see me go by. Why so sad? Remember we made an arrangement when you went away. Now you're making me mad. Remember, despite our estrangement, I'm your man.
Wait, stop for a second. Stop for a second.
Sorry.
Can you stop the recording, please? Well, thank you. This is experiment. Let's do that without any expression. Are we frozen?
Oops, maybe so.
Oops.
Come back to us. Let's see.
You did ask for no expression.
Yeah, that's right. That's absolutely the zero amount of expression. Except he's even very expressive there. Hopefully that will come back online.
Okay, there I am.
You want to just finish your thought maybe, and we'll see if we can get him back on here and catch him up.
Sometimes we get trapped into to do something, and then that diminishes actual thought process. When we think about things, we don't always be so animated in the face, and then sometimes just to saying it, and then giving the audience the opportunity to think about things, and that sometimes is more effective than trying to give them everything. That's what I was trying to get to.
They're back here too. Just a second, trying to get them spotlighted again. Gaston, would you unmute and say hello?
Hi.
There
Sorry. We're hardwired in and somehow
well,
there was still no internet.
there we go. Oops.
Okay, sorry.
Okay, there he is. All right. So what I was asking you to do was to not to do anything with the face, but do that with the language and see what happens just that far if you have time.
Okay. All right. You say the price of my love's not a price that you're willing to pay. You cry in your tea which you hurl in the sea when you see me go by. What's so sad? Remember we made an arrangement when you went away. Now you're making me mad. Remember, despite our estrangement, I'm your man.
Okay. How does that feel like? Do you pay more attention to what you say and then why you say, and then be the hated man?
Sorry, could you repeat that?
Did you think about what you are saying instead of how to create the face according to what you're saying? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yes.
I think sometimes we try to offer what we are saying by the way we do the face, but sometimes giving the audience opportunity to really comprehend what's happening. I'm getting really psycho mode because is he enjoying this moment?
No, but a little bit. During
Right.
the song, by singing, he is, but no.
Yeah. So think about it. Don't give it all away.
Mm-hmm.
Keep it in, and then give the audience the opportunity to realize what you are saying.
Okay.
So when you're trying to talk about, sorry, I don't have all the words memorized. You're making me mad. So when you say, now you're
2 minutes.
Yes, when you're making mad, and then if you say making mad, when you're making mad, which has more impact, the way you say it? Okay, I'm talking about film version, because then if you do that such detailed work, you're going to be in the camera instead on the big stage. Then that's another story. Those are two different type of acting. So what I'm saying is, you're already singing great. You already did your homework to talk about what this whole story is about. Now to think about how to say it without really giving everything away in your face or the way you act. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Because yeah, and this song, it means it's deep. And then I love it. And then he has to sing da 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 da. What does that mean, really? Is it supposed to be happy?
I don't know. I never thought of it like that.
See, isn't that weird? Because it's
Yeah.
supposed to be really hatred piece of music, and then you singing da da da. It's so ironic.
Yeah.
He's a twisted man.
Uh-huh.
Keep that in mind. And then the composer did a great job. He did a great job. We remember this piece forever and ever. That's the whole point. Yeah, he's a brilliant man. Anyway, thank you for singing. You are excellent. I look
Thank
forward
you so
to
much.
hearing you in person. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. It was so much fun. And Gaston, we look forward to more characters in the future. So we're moving to another master teacher. We're going to have Dr. Amelia Rawlings from Coastal Carolina University speak to two singers. The first one will be Sienna Osborne, soprano who studies with Wendy Martelli, and she'll sing Live Out Loud from A Little Princess. Let's welcome Sienna.
Hi, I'm Sienna Osborne, and I'm going to be singing Live Out Loud from The Little Princess. I don't want to go along with the crowd, don't want to live life under a cloud. Give me some air and space and the sun on my face. I want to live out loud. Don't want to be alone in the crowd. Don't want to seem peculiar and proud. I need to be as free as I know how to be. I want to live out loud. Every day, sleepwalk, lockstep, no one dares to stray. Though they may, straight-laced, shame-faced, long to break away. They're as lonely as can be. Is that what they want from me? I don't want to go along with the crowd. Don't want to live life under a cloud. Give me some air and space and the sun on my face. I want to live out loud. Don't want to be alone in the crowd. Don't want to seem peculiar and proud. Nobody wants me here, but I won't disappear. I want to live out loud. I want to run down an open shoreline. I want to join in a rhythmic dance. I want to swing from the branches of a tree. I want to bathe in a hidden inlet and let the breeze come and dry my hair. I want the life they took away from me. If that makes me headstrong, fine, that's a fault I'm glad is mine. I don't want to go along with the crowd. Don't want my spirit broken and bowed. Why do I have to hide what I'm feeling inside? I want to live out loud. Don't want to be alone in the crowd. I only want what I'm not allowed. Give me the wings of a bird. I'll be seen and be heard. I want to sing when my heart is full. I want to sing and I want to fly. I want to soar in the sky without a cloud. I want to live out loud. Thank you.
Yay! Awesome, Sienna. It's so nice to meet you. How are you today?
I'm good.
Good. How old are you? Can I ask that?
Yeah, I'm 14.
If I was 14 and could sing like that, wouldn't we be? I mean, that's amazing. Great job, Sienna. Really great. And great work with your teacher, too. Awesome. Okay, tell me, Sienna, can you tell me a little bit about kind of the main things you've been kind of working with on this song technically, voice-wise?
So the main things that I've really been working on is being able to allow more space for my voice on the higher notes.
Yeah.
And then I've been working on kind of like where I place my voice to make it like not as nasally.
Good. Yeah, because we're not going for necessarily nasal, although sometimes when we get that brightness and that really buzzy closure at the vocal folds, it sounds nasal to other people, right? So great job. Those sound like two great things. Okay, I'm going to kind of work with you. Let's go to the part I want to run down an open shoreline, okay? And I've got my piano. Can you hear this?
Yes.
Okay. We're going to start. I actually want to play around with a concept with you, okay? How do you think about your voice as far as low to high in the belt? Do you think we're getting kind of bigger as we go up? Do you think we're getting less as we go up? Is it all the same? What are your thoughts there?
I think we're kind of getting bigger. That's how I think of it.
Okay, so here's the deal. That's our primal response as human beings. Because what do? We go, help! Oh my gosh, no! Right? That's the way we like, if we're in trouble, we're going to yell, okay? However, what happens is the cords have to stretch to get us up there, and they're thicker because we're in a belt sound. And so we actually want to do the opposite. Okay, so I'm going to work with you a little bit and get what I call that's flip-flopped. Okay, so that means we're soft at the bottom, we're big at the top. And what happens is as we go on like that, we start to lose the bottom a little bit. Okay, so what I heard was at the beginning you were working really well. When we got to this lower section, which is inherently a tricky section in the song, it felt a little bit weaker down here. Probably because we're a little bit flip-flopped, okay? So can I try something, Sienna? Okay, just go with me, okay?
Okay.
So we're going to do a little bit of yodeling.
Okay.
Okay, have you ever done any?
No.
Okay, it's my favorite thing ever to do. Okay, so we're going to play with this a little bit. We're going to start, I want you to go fa, ooh, ah. Hear that flip up there? I want you to go to a kind of unusable note up there. That's not your head voice. That's true sort of breathy falsetto. Can you try that for me? Just a fa, ooh, ah.
Fa, ooh, ah.
Good. Okay, when it clicks back down, when it switches back down, I want you to think that it really releases into that lower section of your voice. Okay? So when I go fa, ooh, ah, I'm not going to cushion that landing. I'm going to go fa, ooh, ah, and it just releases and it's vibrant and it's really relaxed down there. Try it one more time.
Fa, ooh, ah.
Ah, good. Give me a nice switch. Fa, ooh, ah.
Fa, ooh, ah.
Aha, good. Bigger, louder at the bottom. Fa, ooh, ah.
Fa, ooh, ah.
Yeah, let it strengthen on the last part.
Fa, ooh, ah.
Yeah, one more.
Fa, ooh, ah.
Aha, good. Fa. Oh, it's so good down there.
Fa, Fa, ooh, ah.
Good. Give me a real flip. So instead of fa, ooh, which was so beautiful. I bet you've been working on that with your teacher. But for now, I want you to go fa, ooh, ah. It's kind of ooh, unusable. We're not going to use that. We're getting that out of the bottom. Okay, one more time.
Fa, ooh, ah.
Good. Go even farther with it.
Fa, ooh, ah.
Good. Let it really kerplunk down there.
Fa, ooh, ah.
Good. Say yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
I don't want to go.
I don't want to go.
Oh, no, no, no.
Oh, no, no, no.
Right, so we're not kind of approaching it from the top, Sienna, like, I'm going to a low note. I want you to think, that just falls down there. We get those low notes through relaxation, not manipulation, okay? Try one more time with that yodel. Fa, ooh, ah. One more time.
Fa, ooh, ah.
Okay, good. So I would encourage you to play with those to strengthen your low and to get the registration. We want those thinner chords up at the top. We want thick in the bottom, okay? Or chest, head, whatever your terminology you're used to. Okay, let me hear this part, Sienna, with I want to run down an open shoreline, and give me that sound you just did with those low notes, okay?
I want to run down an open shoreline.
Okay, good. Do that line one more time. You'll get to know this about me, but my students say if they get one line out, they're good. Okay, so try it one more time, and I want you to go, fa, ooh, ah, I want to run down an open shoreline. Try that for me.
Fa, ooh, I want to run down an open shoreline.
Yes, good. Now, don't pull it back up. If I go, fa, ooh, ah, I want to run down an open shore, now I'm back up here, right? Don't think about placing your voice anywhere from right now. What I want you to think about is you're going to feel sensations, but those happen as a result, right? That's like if I hit my hand, it hurts, right? I don't try to make it hurt. I'm focusing kind of on what we're doing. So let your voice really sit for a minute, and let's just see what happens. One more time. Try it with the register switch into the line.
Fa, ooh, I want to run down an open shoreline.
Yes, good. Keep going. I want to join in a moonlit dance.
I want to join in a moonlit dance.
Good. Go back to fa, ooh, I want to join in a moonlit dance.
Fa, ooh, I want to join in a moonlit dance.
Yes. Now here's what I loved about that. Did you see how you went, I want to join in a moonlit dance, and you went a little less on the top? Okay, that may seem just like the most crazy thing. It doesn't really matter, right? It's an E. Who cares? But if I start going, I want to join in a moonlit dance, then when we get later on, we're going to end up flip-flopped again. Okay, so you did exactly right. Big in the bottom, relaxed in the bottom, a little less loud, a little thinner as we go up, a little bit more on the edge, okay? Now, let's go, Sienna, to the end, okay? Let's go to, why don't we go to, I want to sing when my heart is full. Same sort of thing, but we're up a little bit, okay? Let me hear that for just a minute. I want to sing right there.
I want to sing where my heart is full. I want to sing and I want to fly. I want to soar in the sky without a cloud.
Yeah, okay. Can you give me more on the bottom? Say, I want to sing when my heart is full, Dr. Rawlings. Say that for me, Sienna.
I want to sing where my heart is full, Dr. Rawlings.
As you're moaning, I want you relaxing all the things where we don't need any tension. We do need breath pressure. Yes, we do need closure. Yes, we can't have no tension. But you don't need any face stuff. I want to sing when my heart is full.
I want to sing where my heart is full.
Good. Try this. Add an H in front and go, I want to sing when my heart is full, and add your sound of that breath.
I want to sing where my heart is full.
Yeah, good. So we're never holding back our breath. Okay, got it. Try that with the phrase. I want to sing when my heart is full. Right there.
I want to sing when my heart is full. I want to sing and I want to fly.
Good, good, good. Okay, can we try this one thing real quick? I want to sing when my heart is full. Don't shut the note. Right? I call that guppy singing. Right? Can you go, I want to sing when my heart is full. Do it a little slower and hold that last note.
I want to sing where my heart is full.
Yes. Okay, now do that quickly and really moan it to me. I want to sing. I'm not editing at all. I am like moaning out. Okay, one more time.
I want to sing where my heart is full.
Yes, keep going. I want to sing and I want to fly.
I want to sing and I want to fly.
Good, good, good. One more time, Sienna. Don't shut your consonants, right? Remember, if these are too tight, guess what ends up too tight? There are two closures we have to think about, right? So I'm not going to grip them. I want to sing and I want to moan through them. Okay, try it one more time. Here we go.
I want to sing and I want to fly.
Good, and hold that note. I want to sing and I want to fly.
I want to sing and I want to fly.
Yes. Now look, you've got beautiful vibrancy. Why? Yes. Okay. That is very stylistically appropriate to have it on that last pitch. That's musical theater. Okay. I'm not going, I want to sing and I want to fly. Definitely not doing that. But that sounds great, and we actually get to hear your beautiful sound. Okay. Good. One more time. The next one. I want to soar in the sky. I want to soar in the sky. Moan it out.
I want to soar in the sky.
Yes. Okay. Go to the other note. Here we go. All the way up.
I want to soar in the sky without a cloud.
Okay, good. Can you give me, let me hear this for a second. How much time I got? I'm looking. Okay, let me hear this for a minute, Sienna. Can you go fa, bigger at the bottom, smaller at the top? Okay, just on fa once. Okay, good. Give me a little bit more jaw opening. Say, yes.
Okay.
Like that. Say that for me. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, we've got the jaw opening at the front. Tongue is like, hanging out, right? Teeth a little wide. Do that again. Go, fa. Thank you, Jill. 2 minutes. Good. Now bigger at the top, bottom, less at the top. Fa. Still in my belt. I'm still in my belt. I'm not flipping. But let it stay right there. One more time, Sienna. You're killing it. Good. Now go cloud. And just happen to hold the note.
Cloud.
Yes. Now don't back off. Right? You got that note out and you went, was that me? I know that happens to my students all the time. Okay, so try that again. Go cloud. So it's not that loud, but you see me kind of moaning on that little edge of it. Cloud. Right on that edge. One more time, Sienna.
Cloud.
Yes, now do this for me. Pant. You're so excited. That's all your energy. You feel that energy? Cloud. Lay that into the moan. Here we go. Cloud.
Cloud.
Yes! Okay, we gotta have that amount of energy when we sing. Now,
Okay.
I threw about 10 things at you. That's what I like to do. Okay? Probably against all pedagogical advice. But I like to kind of give you a sample of the different things you can play with your teacher. You are doing great. You are right on the right path. Congratulations to your teacher and you. Awesome, Sienna. Thank you so much for being a good sport.
Hey, that was wonderful. So much fun. Beautiful voice. Keep going. That's a beautiful 14-year-old voice. All right, now let's hear from, let me get my paper up here. And next we're going to hear Bronwyn Weikert, I believe, soprano. And she's a student of Dr. Terry Bickham. And she's going to sing I Am in Doubt.
I think Craig will be posting the video.
Okay.
Hello, my name is Bronwyn Weikert, and today I will be performing I Am in Doubt by Undine Smith-Moore.
Excellent, Bronwyn. And how lovely to have the acoustics of that gorgeous hall. I've been there myself in that video, so I get why you wanted us to definitely see that. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Excited to work with you. What year are you in school, Bronwyn?
I'm a sophomore.
Awesome. Great. Great start. Okay, tell me, Bronwyn, kind of what you've been working on technically with this piece. It's a gorgeous piece, beautiful composition. Tell me kind of what you've been working on with your teacher.
We've really worked on making it consistent, keeping the breath consistent so that it's not straight toned continuously or chunked. So it's been that, it's been expression, it's been seamless transitions. That's been a big thing. So, yeah.
Something we all have to work on. Okay, awesome. Okay, so what I'd like to do, Bronwyn, I've got a couple things I want to play with you, okay? Can you sing, because we're just going to kind of work on this with this last phrase. You know the part that goes, and this is why? Do you have an accompanist over there or just a track?
Yes, I do.
Okay, we'll put it, hi. We'll put it with the accompanist at the very end, okay? So just hold on for just 1 second. Let me hear you sing the and this is why, just a cappella for a minute.
And this is
Good. Okay, awesome. All right, can you play with me for a minute?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, let's do it. Okay, we're going to start off, and I want to work for a little bit more buzziness in your closure. Can you hear, if you had to say, is your closure a little breathy or pressed? Where do you tend to kind of fall? And it can change based on the piece, the pitch, a lot of things. But what would you say?
I feel like I have trouble with having air escape sometimes.
Yes.
Maybe breathy.
Yes, and everyone's on a different place, right? Some people, they're pressed in their belt, but breathy in the classical or the legit side, right? I think you're right. I think there's sometimes a little bit of breathiness, which means you might run out of air more often, right? And we can work on breathing all day, but that's not going to change the actual closure of the vocal folds, okay? So I want to play with this a little bit to kind of get a little better closure, and then we're going to put that in the acoustic. So Bronwyn, try this for me, okay? Go with it. I promise. And you'll think I'm crazy, but just do it, okay? All right, here we go. So I want you to go, ah, oh, ah. You hear all that energy under it? But it's very buzzy. You hear the turbulence. If I go, ah, there's no buzziness. If I go, ah, there's definitely not buzziness. Ah, ah. Show that to me, Bronwyn.
Ah, oh, ah.
Okay, good. Now, when you get that energy, Bronwyn, what I want you to do is release it. So if I hold it, ah, we kind of get stuck like this. But if I don't have any energy, ah, boring. Okay? So give it to me. Ah, and then I want you to add it to your moan, kind of like what we were doing with Sienna a little bit in the belt, but we're going to take that into classical in a minute. One more time, Bronwyn. Ah.
Oh, ah, oh.
Good. Say ah.
Ah.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Good, good, good. Check your nasal. No nasal. So if I go, oh, no, I'm not doing that. I'm going, oh, no, it's buzzy. Buzziness at the level of the chords. Okay, one more time. Oh, no.
Oh, no.
I don't want to go.
I don't want to go.
Okay, one more time. I want you to put that ah now, Bronwyn, on the low pitches. I want you to go fa. Try that for me. Good. One more time. Good. Bronwyn, do this gesture. Keep everything the same. This gesture, I don't know why it works, but I want you to think you are trying to annoy me. Fa. Notice I'm not going eh. No, it's here. Ah. My chords are like bzzz, like a little gnat. Okay, try it one more time, Bronwyn. Yeah, and hear that little bright buzzy. Fa. Good. Not pretty. Not pretty. Buzzy and ugly. Fa. There you go. Let it sit in the bottom. Fa. Let it sit down there. Really buzzy. Good. Don't back off at the bottom. Can you tell you're going fa? And from the top. Let it sit. One more time. Good. Do this to me. Go fa. And kind of kerplunk down there. One more time. Yes. Good. Remember, Bronwyn, better low, better high. We never want the voice to do this. We get a high, we lose low, or we get low, we lose high. That's not how the voice works. We weight lift and we stretch. Okay? Like dancers. Okay? You don't want to just stretch, too much flexibility. Just weight lift stiff. Okay, awesome. Now, Bronwyn, add that into the top. So I want you to go, fire. Did I do this, Bronwyn? Fire. I'm going overboard. You're never going to go there. But keep that buzziness going into the top of your voice. Okay, one more time. Good. Don't worry about pretty acoustics right now. That's coming. Okay, so I want it to be obnoxious and buzzy. Okay, even if it's a little bit more neutral larynx. One more time. Fa. Good. Moan into it. Fa. I'm releasing as I do it instead. Fa. Don't hold. Right. One more time. Yes. Good. When you go to that top, let me hear this. Yee, 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 yee.
Okay.
Do that for me just real quick. Yep.
Yee, yee, yee.
Yee, yee, yee.
Yee, yee, yee.
Yes. Instead of, see, I'm too precious. Good opera singing is primal and athletic. Go watch any of the great singers. It's not that. That's your real voice. Awesome. Do it one more time. Yee, yee, yee.
Yee, yee, yee.
Yeah, let's stay up there for a minute, Bronwyn. Let me hear you go, yee, yee, yee.
Yee, yee, yee.
Yes, and add the vibrancy, Bronwyn, to that call. So I'm going, yee, yee, yee. I pull back. Yee, yee, yee. Here we go. Yeah, right there on that note.
Thank you.
You got it.
Yee, yee, yee.
Yep, one more time.
Yee, yee, yee.
Good. Now let's get that acoustic a little bit better. That's better closure. Does it feel less breathy to you at all?
Yeah, and I feel the buzzing that you're talking about.
Yeah, you'll know because it gets a lot of bang for your buck in the room. You'll feel like, oh, is this really getting as much sound as I think it is? Because it feels like bzz, easy. Okay? Closure is our best friend. That's just like embouchure, right? Okay, now, Bronwyn, add that back in. Give me this. Say, yee, 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 yee. Relax instead of yee. Yee, yee, yee. Really relax.
Yee, 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 yee.
Yes. Okay, so that's our E up there. Am I going, yee? That's pretty good for closure, but I want you to go, yee, 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 yee. Yee, yee, yee. One more time.
Yee, yee, yee.
Good. Say it once. Yee, 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 yee. Then go into it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Right. Okay. So here's the deal, Bronwyn. You're going to play with this. When we go low larynx, when we go to that dopey place, and that's what low larynx is. It's not creating space. It's a dopey place. It's relaxed, okay? The temptation is to lose the closure. That's probably why you're a little breathy. Because you've got this really pretty good larynx set up right now, an acoustic setup, but we tend to then relax the closure. So can you give me that really relaxed here, yee, 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 and then this yee, that buzzy core inside of that shape.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, both. One more time, yee, 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 then go into it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Good, all vibrant, yee, yee, yee.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah,
Good, all vibrant, yee, yee, yee. All vibrant, one more time.
With a speaking at the beginning.
Mm-hmm, yep, I like that.
Okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, can you go vibrant from the get-go?
From the...
Yee, yee, yee. You're going, yee, 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 yee. Not a pose, just at the end of the day, we got to have the vibrancy. Okay, one more time. You got it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, now, can you tell you're going straight tones?
Well, yes, yes.
Okay, yeah, let it be vibrant immediately. With that energy, yeah, there it is, right? Instead of yeah, help. Okay, one more time.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Okay, we'll work on that. You're still waiting till the last note, but that's okay. That's okay. All right, that's kind of the shape I want you to do. Go to and this is why, and let me hear that on yee, 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 just the way we did. Okay? Yee, 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 yee. All the way up. Yeah, say yay! Go.
Yay!
Right, we cannot be precious.
Right.
It won't come out. Okay? Treat it like you were calling your friend. Hey, yay, woohoo, let's go. Right? That much. One more time. Yee. Better. Can I hear you? Straight tone vibrant. Good. Now give me maximal. Yeah. Really relaxed, open jaw, tongue super up. Okay. Yeah. It's going to sound very dopey. Okay. Here we go. Yeah. Say it.
Yeah.
Not yeah. Yeah.
And you still want just the A on
Yeah,
that?
just the A to the G. Yeah. Don't overthink it. Even if you sing another note, I don't care.
Okay.
Let's keep this. Yeah. Say it one more time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when we have low larynx and jaw opening, that tongue still has to be high so we get a vowel. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Go right into it. Yeah, better. Okay, so keep, I know I get excited. Keep, Bronwyn, when you're doing that, don't move from that place. If I go, yeah, no, yeah, I'm staying right here. Yeah, and stretching, staying in that position. One more time, Bronwyn. Good, say it for me one more time. Yeah. Go in.
Yeah.
Yes, no listening to it. Your job is to create.
Yes.
Okay, you create, it's out there somewhere. We're a projector. The sound is the projection. Well, I'm not worried about that. I'm worried about is the projector working. Cool? Okay, do the whole phrase. I know, I'm working on one phrase, but it's important. Okay, try it one more time, Bronwyn.
Still on you.
Yep. Good. When you go up there, we can't go, yeah. We have to go, yeah. Boom. Throw it down. One more time. Don't be precious. Yes. I got to feel like you are, pouring out. Okay. It's Mark Forte after all. Right? One more time. You got it. Really go for it, Bronwyn. Take a risk. 20 seconds of courage. Here we go. Yeah. Good. Add it to the words with the accompanist. Can we do it with the accompanist? We'll get this one phrase, Bronwyn, okay?
I can do it. Okay.
You got it. Same thing with these words. And this is. We're very dopey and buzzy, okay?
And this is
Yeah, better. I could tweak that some more, but that was much better. And it's more interesting because, Bronwyn, it feels like you're not being precious and holding back. We feel like you have ripped open and are being vulnerable and pouring this sound, which isn't that what this composer deserves. What did you notice? Tell me real quick.
I could hear it. I could feel it more in my head. So that was interesting. That buzzing, obviously here, but also like more resonance in my head.
Guess what, Bronwyn? You're right. If we want it to feel more heady, guess what we got to do? Do we go up to get that? Do we place it up here? We got to do the opposite. It's a seesaw. If I want more headiness, I got to have more dopiness. If I want more forwardness, I got to have the tongue higher up. If the tongue's back, then it's going to feel back like mouth space. No. Yee! That's what makes the forward. Okay? So you're exactly right. And just relishing in that beautiful, beautiful sound that you have. Okay? Congratulations. Thank you for being a good sport, Bronwyn.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Wonderful job. That was fantastic. Really great. What we're going to do right now is take a break to give everybody a little bit of time to just step away from their computers for a moment. So we're going to have a 10 or 5-minute pause, and everyone's free to just stand up and move around for a minute. Thank you.
Are we ready to continue now, or is this okay? Great, wonderful. Well, this has been exciting so far, and I thought that was so energetic. So thank you for all of that energy and great attitude from the singers trying things out. Now we're going to have master teacher Dr. Robert Wells from UNC Greensboro. Our first singer for him will be Patrick Logue, a tenor, student of Megan Sanchez, singing Vittoria Mio Core.
Vittoria, 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 mio cuore, non lagrimar più, non lagrimar più, e sciolta l'amore la vil servitù. Vittoria, Vittoria, mio cuore, non lagrimar più, e sciolta l'amore la vil servitù. E sciolta d'amore la vil servitù. Già l'empiato i danni fra stulo di sguardi convezzi bugiardi di spose gli inganni, le frode, gli affanni non hanno più loco del crudo suo fuoco e spento l'ardore. Vittoria, 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 mio cuore, non lagrimar più, non lagrimar più, e sciolta d'amore la vil servitù, e sciolta d'amore la servitù. Da luci ridenti non esce più strale che piaga mortale nel petto m'avventi, nel dolne tormenti lo più non mi sfaccio, e rotto ogni laccio, sparito il timore. Vittoria, 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 mio cuore, non lagrimar più, non lagrimar più, e sciolta d'amore la vil servitù, e sciolta d'amore la servitù.
All right. Well done. Well done. How are you?
Nervous, to be honest, but
Well, don't be nervous. We're going to play a little bit, if that's okay.
Yes.
Great. Do you mind, can I ask how old you are?
I'm 16.
16, great. So, and you're already doing so much really well in this piece, yeah? I love the sounds that you're getting, some really great energy, and some really nice things happening, especially as you go up into the top a little bit with this, yeah? So, can we play with a couple of things?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Great. So, will you just sing without the track, will you just sing the opening line again for me?
Oh, yeah, sure. Vittoria, Vittoria.
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Vittoria, Vittoria, mio cuore.
Great, great. Do you do lip trills at all?
Yes.
Do you? Could you do that? Great. When you do that, where does your tongue go inside of your mouth?
It kind of goes in like the well, like the if you know what I'm saying by that,
Yeah,
like
yeah, I do. I do. You feel it kind of stay there, but want to pull back a little bit from your front teeth a little?
Yes.
So let the tip of your tongue stay right at your front teeth as you do that lip trill, and maybe even a little side to side movement on the inside of your teeth. But your tongue is doing inside.
Mm-hmm. All right. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. How does that feels a little different, does it not?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you'll begin the phrase with a lip trill and then go into the Italian. Vittoria, Vittoria.
Vittoria, Vittoria.
Again.
Vittoria, Vittoria.
Good. And we do the next phrase. Vittoria, Vittoria.
Vittoria, Vittoria.
Good. Does that feel different than when you sing with just Vittoria?
Yes. Yeah, it does.
Yeah. Yeah. What do you feel that's different?
It feels like a little less, I don't know how to put this, but like kind of like pushing and straining, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. It's actually it's a lot less air pressure, right? It's a lot less breath pressure that sort of builds up. Vittoria, because one of the things that I hear happening when you do that first v is that before the v is a little glottal v, right? Vittoria, and when you do the lip trill, Vittoria, you don't put that little glottal in there, right? So you immediately start with a lovely stream of air, and then you're just able to continue that into the Italian. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So if you'll just do that first opening, Vittoria, Vittoria, twice. Once start it with the lip trill, Vittoria, Vittoria, and then take a breath and start it with the letter V and see if we can get the same feeling. Yeah.
Vittoria, 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 Vittoria.
Good. Now start it again with just the V. Vittoria.
Vittoria.
Now that's a little better. Do you feel that?
Mm-hmm.
Great. Good. Talk to me a little bit about when you take a breath in, right? Before that first phrase. Where do you feel expansion or movement in your body? Where do you feel that breath go in?
Kind of like my abdomen and my kind of like my chest.
Okay, good. Do you feel one more than the other?
Yeah, probably chest more than the.
Yeah, that's kind of what I see too, right? So if you take a nice, we've all gone through this, right? So take a nice gentle breath. Don't take a huge inhalation, but take a nice gentle breath in through your nose. That feels different, yes?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Do you feel a little bit lower in your body?
Yes, definitely.
Great. So take that breath. Vittoria, Vittoria. So through your nose first.
Vittoria, Vittoria.
Yeah. How did that one feel?
Yeah, it felt more supported, I think.
Yeah, good. Now, we don't always have time to take a breath through the nose, right? But the idea is you feel what that breath feels like. It's nice and low. It's actually easy, right? It's not a lot of effort to get it there. And then you replicate that with a breath through your mouth, or maybe even breathe through your nose and your mouth at the same time. Have you ever tried that?
I don't think I ever have, actually.
Give it a shot. Try breathing through your nose and your mouth at the same time. Good. And breathe out. This time as you breathe in, as you take that breath in through both nose and mouth, will you literally take one big step? So you're going to bring your knee up nice and high in front of you as you inhale.
Okay.
Good. And breathe the breath out. Good. Do the same thing again.
Sorry.
It's all right. It's okay. Good. And exhale. Great. So when you lift your leg like that and you take the breath in, how does that breath also feels a little different, does it not?
Mm-hmm.
How so?
Yeah. I'm not sure how to put it, but can I just try it one more time?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
It feels kind of more open. to me.
Yeah, exactly. And so really all that does is just that movement, right? Which is just lifting your leg, which is probably higher than you do if you're thinking about just a normal stride when you're walking. But it literally just gets your hips underneath you, sort of gets a little bit more release in your abdomen so that you can get that nice expansion, nice and low that way. You can do the same thing, get the same or a similar thing just by bending your knees a little bit, right? If you were to bend your knees and drop down about 6 inches or so, you probably get something that's very similar, yeah? So it's a way of just sort of experiencing that lower breath and then being able to access that, right? So sing your opening line again. So well, Vittoria, 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 mio cuore, yeah?
Vittoria, 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 mio cuore.
Go on.
Non lagrimar più, non lagrimar più, e soltar amore la vir servitù.
Excellent, excellent. So good. Already you feel like your breath is starting to work a little bit differently? Cool, cool. So can we do that much again? And do the whole thing on a lip trill, if you would. Yeah? Good. So tell me how the latter half of that, how did that feel compared to when you began?
It felt like I had less breath, I think, and maybe like a little tighter.
Did you run out?
Yes, at the end I ran out, yeah.
You did run out a little bit, yeah. So there's two things that are sort of happening. One is that when you take that first breath before your first phrase, right? You feel yourself take a really big breath, really big one. Take about half as much in, would you?
Okay.
Because one of the things that happens when we take that really enormous breath, right? We think, got to have a big breath, got to have enough to get to the end of the phrase. Take a really big breath, and then you automatically just close off here, right? That's part of that sort of feeling of tension that you feel, right, in your throat, in your larynx. So take in a little bit less, but then try to run out. Vittoria, Vittoria. Use it all.
Okay.
Try it.
Vittoria, 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 mio cuore.
Good. How did that feel?
It was less strained, yeah, because like when you breathe, you kind of get tense in your, like you said, in your like larynx.
Right. It's exactly it. And the other thing that I see happening for you is when you're trying to take that big breath, but also when you take those faster breaths between phrases, you open your mouth really big, and it's like you're trying to get as much air in as you can, right? And I totally understand that feeling because we want to be sure we have enough. But you feel yourself go, right? And we can hear that inhalation, right? You also feel what your tongue does when you do that your tongue kind of pulls back a little bit as you do that kind of that inhalation. So what we want to do is actually not let that happen, right? You don't want your tongue to pull back, retract in your mouth, or to depress. We want it to stay nice and flat, nice and relaxed, and also have that breath be less audible, right? That's that low feeling that you felt in your belly earlier when you took that breath in through your nose. There you go. Good. Can we do non lagrimar più e sciolta d'amore la vil servitù? Can we go that right there?
So non lagrimar più, e sciolta d'amore la vil servitù.
Good, good. Now do the show.
E sciolta d'amore la servitù.
Excellent, excellent. That's really lovely, and I love the way you handle that ascending line. Can you do that same one more time? But will you chew? So the vowel will be distorted, right? Chew like you've got 4 pieces of gum in your mouth.
Okay.
We're at 2 minutes. We're at 2 minutes. Sorry.
Thank you. Yeah, how'd that feel?
It felt a little weird, to be totally honest.
No doubt, it feels really weird, and it probably sounds a little strange too, right? All of that movement, and particularly moving your tongue, right, as you're moving your jaw, totally distorts the vowels, makes it sound a little bit different in your head. On this side, though, it's starting to sound freer and easier. Yeah, can we do that one more time before we run out of time? Really chew. Can you see your face in your on your screen?
Yeah.
So watch your face and make sure it's moving a ton. Yeah, how'd that feel?
Like, I don't know why, but for some reason I felt like I had like more breath.
Yes, absolutely. See, when you move your jaw like that, when you move your tongue like that in the act of chewing, they cannot get stiff and rigid, right? And that tension in your tongue especially is contributing to what you feel like is the tension and having to kind of push a little bit, particularly as you go up. So literally the efficient way to release that tension and to reduce it is to just let those things move, right? To get them to move. And that ease and relaxation then really improves the efficiency. Your vocal folds vibrate but more efficiently, and you actually then have much more breath at your disposal. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Well done. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
That was a great job, Patrick. Wonderful, beautiful voice. And now we're going to hear from Nicholas Carratora, tenor, a student of Dr. Melissa Chavez, singing Aria of the Worm, and we'll let him take that away.
Hello. I guess I'll just jump right into it. more and more. Devouring city and plain, enduring snow. Ride, ride! Dies, and the eagle dies, and man dies, man dies, man dies, dies. But though a heart that's on eternity, long live the
Cool. Bravo. Bravo.
Thank you.
Such a great aria. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. How long have you been? How long have you been singing this?
Couple months, 6, something like that, maybe.
Cool. Good for you. It's a huge piece to tackle. So well done. Well done. Tell me, fill us in a little bit of what's going on with the aria in the opera.
So Begiers is it's an opera within an opera
Right.
to appease the ghosts of the French monarchs that got killed in the French Revolution. And basically, he's a greedy son of a gun that wants to marry the girl and make these people his servants and kill off Almaviva and, you know, a lot of less than nice stuff.
In fact, right? In fact, so good. So a couple of things. Let's go back. If we can go back to the top, and I'm gonna. Pardon me. I'm gonna look at my score too because
that's fine.
Want to look at a couple of things. So will you sing your opening? Actually, will you just speak the text of the opening? Just the first couple of lines of text, more monologue-like, not worrying about musical rhythm or phrase shape.
Oh, the lion may roar, and the eagle may soar, and man shall sail the darkest seas. But the worm lives on eternally. Long live the worm.
Great. So can we just play with a couple of ideas here, right? And if they work, great. And if you never do them again, I'll never know, right? So will you do the same thing as a monologue, but let the don't get so big so soon. Draw us in, yeah? Do you know what I'm saying? So let it be intense, but not quite so loud, quite so quickly.
Still talking or singing?
Yes, still speaking, yeah.
Okay. The lion may roar, and the eagle may soar, and man shall sail the darkest seas, but the worm lives on eternally.
Great.
Long live the worm.
Great, good. So in that, will you do a couple of things? So let this opening here in the speaking still. We will get to singing in a second, I promise. But with the speaking, a little bit less opening in the mouth. So don't open quite so big, right?
Okay.
Being sure that your tongue stays nice and easy and flat in your mouth and forward. It may feel, I don't want you to clench your teeth, but it may feel almost as if that could be it, right? Oh, the lion roars, yeah?
Oh, the lion may roar, and the eagle may soar, and man may sail the darkest sea, but the worm lives on eternally.
Great.
Long live.
Yeah, sorry, I keep stopping you before you get to the big line, but you feel a difference in the way that sound resonates and the way that you feel that and sort of hear that in your face and in your head.
Yeah, I'd say probably help me open up sort of pharyngally a little bit more, maybe.
Yeah, so because I think, look, this aria hangs up there. You know this better than I do, right? You're up there a lot. And you've got opportunities when you're mid-range, and actually I think there are some places where dynamics are a little bit less than what you're doing right now. But you open kind of big in the mid-range and some of the softer dynamics, maybe a little bit more than you do, which just is robbing you because you're already open for how you want to be into the top. Does that make sense? And you've got no place to go.
Are you saying, just trying to clarify, are you saying physically open or just more of a, like, dynamically open?
Both, actually. Okay. Both. Yeah. So in that opening phrase, oh the lion may roar, right? Oh the lion. If it's too big too soon, you've got less access for then when you've got to go do the B natural, B flat, right? Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So can we sing it that way?
Sure, absolutely.
Yeah. Cool. How did that feel?
Easier.
Yeah, and actually, you're really great at kind of going with this, and you may want to open now just a little bit more than what you just did, right? But playing with that, I think again, it just gives you a little bit more license for space and moving when you have to go up into the top, right? Sure. And kind of gives us some different color. That's the other thing I think, that you've got such a cool sound, and you've got actually a lot of color available to you, and I think you can play with even more, right? So when in this aria, because it is so big in so many places, when you've got an opportunity to pull back, right, make us come to you rather than you're constantly here, right? Because it does that a lot. The first and the can you sing the stay on the D just as an exercise here, not permanently, but the worm, just stay on the D a little bit longer. There, and you feel how that connects into the top differently. Mm-hmm. So use the oo glide a little bit more to your advantage, and then let the vowel actually be the springboard. The worm, even more.
Okay.
Yeah.
The worm.
Good. So you feel the connection there. Does that feel a little easier than before?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So what you want is that connection now with the speed that you did it in the context of the aria.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah. Okay.
Can I be mean and ask you to do that again?
Oh, of course.
Good. Yeah. So you feel the little H that's in there?
Mm-hmm.
And there is an H in the word, the way it's written, right? But you feel it's the in there. Can you feel the H kind of where an Ichlaut would be?
Sure.
Yeah? How's that?
A little brighter and pingier, definitely easier, I'd say.
Yeah, it's just it just gets you a little tight here, right, at the folds, right? So if you think about that and letting it be a little bit more of that little higher where that articulation will feel, kind of gets you there a little bit better. Good. Can we go on from there?
We've got about 2 minutes.
The cut him in two. Yeah, can we go there?
2 minutes.
Thank you.
Cut him in two. Each white or renew. Slice in the beds. The worm persists. He still crawls on. Scarce falls on chill and burrows. Burning sand.
Good. Can we actually, let's go on to that next long live the worm. Great. Will you sing, can you sing, just sing that once down the octave, long, about half, obviously half as loud as it's going to be up the octave, long, like it's a love song.
Long live the worm.
Great. And will you also just give yourself a lovely embrace as you do that?
Long live the worm.
So long live, yeah. Start there and go up.
Long live the worm.
How's that feel?
Easier.
Yeah. One of the things that as you go up into the top for this, and again, you're up there so much, right? You've got kind of a physical posture that you sort of find yourself in for a lot of the stuff in the top. You know this, right? And a lot of it works really well with the character, but you sort of throw yourself this way. Yeah.
Okay, sure.
And it's just getting you to do a little bit of extra in this part of your back right here, a little bit of extra squeeze and a little bit of compression lower in your back, right? It's just adding to a little bit of pressure, right? That I think you don't need up there. So this just counters it, right? It's a cheap way of finding a different feeling into that place, right? And then the idea is to sort of replicate that as much as you can. And I think that's going to help you just to be able to sustain this aria, right? Which I think you do really, really well. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Does this help? I mean, I think you've got some really cool things going. I really would play with this ideas of sort of a little bit more sort of seedy kind of sound when it's in the mid range, when you've got the opportunity to do that. Kind of pull back on some dynamic. That thing that you do in the top, right? Stay open when it's in that softer, more intense stuff, because this is where you want to draw us right here, right? And then that's going to give you an anchor, an even easier anchor to get back up into the top when you need to. The laughter thing at the end, and I think I'm running over my time. The laughter thing at the end is really cool. I think you can risk even more getting into that unattractive sound.
Okay, sure.
Right. I think you can risk letting it potentially.
Did he just freeze?
Oh, sorry. I'm back.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, sorry. I was just saying that, in that moment right before the laughter, risk letting it be unattractive. It probably won't be unattractive. Right. But risk letting it do that. And that just sort of loosens you up a little bit more into that. So, yeah. Cool. Well done. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You did a great job. It's a great voice. Thank you so much, Dr. Wells. We appreciate all your input. We have one more master teacher. It is Dr. Lisa Odom from Clemson University. Hi there and welcome. We're going to hear first from Peyton Snyder, a soprano, a student of Margaret Fontiveros. And Peyton will sing I Love Play Rehearsal from Be More Chill. So thank you.
Hello.
I love play rehearsal because it's the best, because it is fun. I love play rehearsal and I get depressed as soon as it's done. But not depressed as in like kill yourself depressed. No, I'm not into self-harm. Do I swear here, check my arm. See, I just use the word to emphasize a point. Shows the passion that I've got. I am passionate a lot. I've got mad gigantic feelings, radical frantic feelings about most everything. Like gun control, like spring. Like if I'm living up to all I'm meant to be. I also have a touch of ADD. Where was I? Oh, right. I love play rehearsal because you are equipped with directions and text. Life is easy in rehearsal. You follow a script so you know what comes next. Anywho, the point that I'm getting to is sometimes I can't work out in the way it works out in the play. Like the only time I get to be the center of attention is when I'm Juliet or Blanche Dubois. And can I mention that was really my best roles? Did you see that? And no matter how hard I try, it's impossible to narrow down the many reasons why I love play rehearsal. I happiness cry whenever it starts. It is just so universal, getting to try playing so many parts. Most humans do one thing for all of their lives. The thought of it gives me hives. There are so many interests I wanna pursue. And why am I telling this to you? Guess there's a part of me that wants to back to play rehearsal. My brain is like, my heart is like, wow, because we're here at play rehearsal and it's starting. We're starting. It's starting.
That was amazing. I love that. Peyton, you sing with so much joy. And so it makes us feel joyful when we are listening to you and watching you. So I have so many things I loved about it. But can you tell us 2 or 3 things that you really thought were great about what you just did?
I don't know. I mean, I just love playing around with movements, and belting is kind of my thing, which is why I really love this song.
Yeah. So you love the movement in it. You loved your belting.
Yes.
Good. I love those things too. So we're on the same page. Tell me what you think about Christine as a person, this character.
She's very all over the place, which the ADD thing. So
You're
it's
right.
just she changes every second, but you can see like how much fun she has with each thing she does. And even when she falls, she just gets right back up and is having a great time.
Yes, I totally agree. And I see that in your performance and the way you kind of sing her to us. Can you tell me about, not so much about Jeremy, but what she thinks about Jeremy, about this encounter between the two of them?
I don't, in my opinion, it doesn't really feel like she particularly cares who she's singing to in the moment. She just wants someone to sing to, and he's being nice to her, so she's just like, sure.
Yeah, I love that. I think that's a great approach to this moment. So I kind of just wanted to know where you were coming from before we dive in. So I wanted to say to you, the things we are do are just experiments, things we're going to do. We're just going to try things and see if you like them. And if you do, maybe you'll keep them. And if not, you'll just throw them away. So I don't think there's anything wrong with what you did. I think it was great. So now we're just going to try other things and see if we like them any better or not. So I wondered if we could, can we start at the beginning and then I'll just like hold up a hand in case you can't hear me when I want to stop?
Sure. I love play rehearsal because it's the best, because it is fun. I love play rehearsal and I get depressed as soon as it's done.
Good. Can we talk about some of this?
Yes.
Great. I want to talk about some of that. So, you have so many great choices. The way you deliver because it's fun makes me laugh. I love it. It's unexpected. So I love that. I feel like I'm missing sometimes a sense of discovery, a sense of what is it I'm going to say? Oh, now I'm going to say this. And when there's silence, what's happening in the silence? What's happening before you start singing? What's happening with Christine?
So she just showed up at play rehearsal and she's really excited to be there. No one else is there yet besides her and Jeremy. So she needs to express how happy she is in that moment. And all the
Okay.
emotions running through her.
Yeah. So she's there. What do you think? What is she doing now that she's just arrived?
I don't know.
Those are decisions to make because you can't act upon choices. You can't discover new ideas if you haven't set up some of those ideas first. So the way you start this piece will be different if she's just standing there in her head thinking about how happy she is to be here. Or at the beginning, is she looking around to see who's here yet? Oh, have they built more of the set tonight? Oh, is my costume ready yet? Or she's clearly not, you feel like she's not relating to Jeremy yet, right? He's just a warm body there to speak to, yeah?
Yes.
So, what decision makes sense to you in terms of how to start this?
Probably the looking around, seeing who's here, just like wondering how things are gonna go.
Okay, good. I like that too. Not only do you have an action, you're looking around to see who's here, but you also have something going on in your mind. I wonder how it's going to go. So I want to start with those ideas. And why do you think she says, I love play rehearsal? She could just say, I love play rehearsal, but she explains why. Because it's the best, because it's fun. Why do you think she explains herself?
I feel like it has something to do with how passionate she is about it and how she can say that she loves play rehearsal, but she needs to tell you exactly why so that you understand how she's feeling in that moment.
So she's striving to be understood?
Mm-hmm.
That's a pretty powerful drive. So she's talking to him, and at first he was just a warm body, but now she needs him to understand her. Okay, so can you start by seeing what's going on, wondering how rehearsal is going to go, and then trying to be understood as you move through these first few phrases, and you repeat yourself several times. I love play rehearsal, and these are all the reasons why.
Mm-hmm.
Can we start at the top?
I love play rehearsal because it's the best, because it is fun. I love play rehearsal and I get depressed as soon as it's done. but not depressed as in like kill yourself depressed. No, I'm not into self-harm. Dude, I swear here, check my arm. See, I just use the word to emphasize a point. Shows the passion that I've got. I am passionate a lot. I've got my gigantic feelings, red and frantic feelings about most everything. Like gun control, like spring. Like if I'm living up to all I'm meant to be.
Let's stop there. So for me, that beginning was a really good exercise. That it was like by the time you started singing, I felt like it was just bursting out of you. I felt it building as you were looking around and feeling and thinking, and then it just came out. And for me, that's such an exciting start. Then we don't fall into that trap of, I'm just waiting for the music to begin, and then I will start singing or acting, right? Then we get this feeling that the song just burst out of you and it feels more organic. And I got the feeling that you were sort of justifying to us, you know, what was happening, what you were feeling, why you love it. I wonder, I like what you're doing with the depressed, she's justifying herself. But I wonder if there's, she's longing to be understood. Could we flip that and say that, does that mean that maybe she has been misunderstood or doesn't feel understood by anyone in her life?
Okay.
Because that adds some stakes. People don't understand her. She's different, right? She's explaining that to us. And so maybe she's fighting a little bit against not being understood. So I wonder where I'm going with this is I am getting all the joy you're giving, but can we break all that joy up with a little bit of self-reflection? Is there a moment when she, you know, she says that about being depressed and she immediately has to justify herself. Oh no, but it's not like this. Is she worried she might be misunderstood? Or are there times when she's getting really real with her feelings and she's afraid maybe what people will think? I think those could be things to experiment with and a reason to not always sing from this place.
Yeah.
She's not performing at all. She's being herself. So she doesn't put on that performer's poise and smile. She is just being her. And sometimes her is joyful and sometimes her is going through something else.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm looking for.
Sorry to jump in here for a second. 2 minutes. 2 minutes.
Okay.
Okay?
Oh my
All right.
goodness.
I know it goes fast.
Okay. Then will you, these are just exercises then I would do throughout the piece. When you have silence, do you know what subtext is?
Yes.
So can you give yourself some subtext every time you have a silence?
All right.
So every time there's a silence in the music, it has to be, I love play rehearsal because it's best because it is fun. I mean, really, I don't think he gets it. I love play rehearsal. So fill in her thoughts. What is she thinking in the silence?
You want me to say them out loud?
Yeah. Can we do a little bit of that?
I can certainly try.
What if you just speak through the words and then fill in with a little bit of subtext?
Okay.
Maybe start with speaking her thoughts out loud before she starts singing.
All right. I wonder what's gonna happen today. Oh, I love play rehearsal because it's the best. It's fun. I love play rehearsal and I get depressed as soon as it's done. But not depressed as in like kill yourself depressed. I'm not into self-harm. You're looking at me like I'm crazy. I swear, check my arm. See, I use that word to emphasize my point. Show the passion that I got. I'm passionate a lot. I have mad gigantic feelings, rad and frantic feelings about everything. And you don't seem very as much into it as I do, but like gun control and spring. and living up to all I'm meant to be. I also have a touch of ADD. Where was I? Oh, right. I love play rehearsal.
Good. I got some things that felt like very Christine, but that weren't on the page. So that is work I would encourage you to do to fill in those moments when there's silences. And you know what? You know how I talked about the smiley, happy part of her was coming through, but the deeper feelings of being misunderstood weren't? When you spoke through it, I saw the transitions. This time when you spoke through it, I got the sense that she actually does get pretty sad when rehearsal's over. But she's used to being playgirl, so then she goes back and justifies it. I would love to see you sing that. Since we don't have a lot of time, we'll just stay here in the beginning. Can we do that again? And when you have those serious thoughts and feelings, can you let your face show us that? Can you relax into that?
I love play rehearsal because it's the best. Because it is fun. I love play rehearsal and I get depressed as soon as it's done. But not depressed as in like kill yourself depressed. No, I'm not into self-harm. Dude, I swear he'll check my arm. See, I just use that word to emphasize a point. Show the passion that I've got. I am passionate a lot. I've got mad gigantic feelings, rad and frantic feelings about most everything. Like gun control, like spring. Like if I'm living up to all I'm meant to be. I also have a touch of ADD. Where was I? Oh, right. I love play rehearsal.
Great. We'll try not to run over. Now, all of a sudden, you feel like a real person. Because a real person has many sides and facets, right? So she's not just happy play rehearsal girl. I got a glimpse of some real feelings and some depth in her. And so I would love to see more of that. That was really interesting to me what you just did. So obviously you can do it. So just dig in there and do it.
Okay, thank you so
That was
much.
great. I enjoyed you so much. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Peyton. That was beautiful, enjoyable. And thank you, Dr. Odom. We're going to hear from Chastity Monique Ford, soprano, student of Van Wyck. And Chastity is going to sing Bei dir ist es traut.
Bei dir ist es traut, sage Ohren schau dir, aus alten Tagen. Komm mir ein Liebessage, aber nur nicht laut. Ein Tor geht irgendwo, draußen blühten Träume, der Abend horcht an die Scheibe. Lass uns leise bleiben, keiner weint uns so.
Beautiful, Chastity.
Thank you.
Oh my goodness, I loved that. Do you mind telling me how old you are?
I'm 20.
20, okay. You are doing beautiful work. I loved your German and I love your musical phrasing. Everything felt so tender. And I'm a particular fan of Rilke and his poetry, and I think the setting of it is so beautiful, and your approach to it was so lovely. I could tell you knew what you were singing, what that meant in English, those words, and that was just so, it felt very tender and musical. Those are some of the things that I loved about it. Tell me a couple of things that you really liked about what you just did.
I liked that I wasn't as nervous as I normally am. I had a performance class a few days ago and I was like really nervous and that was odd for me, but especially singing in front of people that I'm not really familiar with, I didn't have many nerves. And then the first note I hit, the D, the high D, I was kind of surprised that came out how I wanted it to, along with the E natural in the second phrase. So yeah.
Good. Those were also some of my favorite parts of what you sang. The D and E area was so lovely. I'm glad that you hear that and embrace that and loved that. Um, what is what is so good about not feeling nerves or as nervous?
Um, I can focus more on being in the moment instead of making sure I do everything right. And even if it doesn't come out perfect, it's like, I mean, it is what it is. I enjoy doing it instead of being worried in that
Oh
moment.
my goodness. I love that. I love that. That's exactly why we don't want nerves that get in our way of our enjoyment, of our experiencing what we're doing. And so I see why you were so happy not to feel those nerves because you really did embrace the moment. I want to try some, crazy voice teacher exercises. So, have you ever done sighs before?
Sighs? Oh, like,
Yeah, or sirens?
yeah, sirens.
Okay. I don't know if you'll be able to hear it because if I'll do it, it might cut out. But can we do like a whoo, a who that starts high and comes down, very ambulance siren like? Yeah, I love that. Now you got sort of the first vocalizing out of the way. Will you do that again? Yeah, any kind of sigh or siren is good for our voice in a lot of different ways, but one of them is that it forces us to make our way through the tricky parts. So you sort of felt the tricky parts, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I would say do those sighs and sirens, do anything that slides and moves smoothly through your notes to sort of help you not avoid those tricky parts. I want to do a version of a singing siren. So I want that same feeling of energy that you just gave me in the siren, but I want you to do it on an exercise. I'm going to play it for you. I'm in C to start here, if that helps. I want us to do no. Good. So tell me what your kind of process for breathing is before a phrase like that.
Taking a really big deep breath.
Yeah, that's good. Big and deep are good words when we're using a lot of air. We need a big breath for a longer phrase or a higher phrase, maybe. And deep is good. So, what does a deep breath feel like to you?
It feels very like, especially if the nerves are there or if I'm trying to execute in an exercise like we're doing now, making sure I have enough air to go throughout the exercise.
Good. Where do you feel that air? Where do you feel it sort of come in, or what part of your body do you feel respond when you breathe in?
My tummy area.
Good. Yeah. Yeah, and your abdomen. And what do you feel happen when you breathe in?
I feel an expansion like outward.
Good. Good, good. I like to be pretty physical, so I hope you'll move around with me a little bit. Can we do that same exercise? And when you breathe in, can you give me an open, I call this ugly ballet, elbows up and no. We'll put it on ooh. Where do we want it? Ooh, there. No. So you're opening up when you sing that top note. Good. Good. I love this. And I think this motion that you're doing works too. But can you give me arms thrown wide open on the tie note so that it's no. And you're already there and you stay there? Take that air in. Good, good. Tell me what that feels like.
It feels very clear and less effort, if that makes sense.
Good. Less effort is always good. The beauty of singing is usually that the easier it feels, the better it also sounds.
Yeah.
So less effort is good. How do you think your body feels? How does it feel situated differently when you do this? What's it
I
change?
feel like my core is more engaged. Support with the breast support. So.
Yeah, by keeping the rib cage lifted up and out, you're ensuring that the core is more engaged and we're not sort of squeezing from the middle as we sing those higher notes. Yeah. So I wonder, can we speak through these words for a moment with that kind of siren sigh energy? So, by dir ist es throat, kind of follow the phrase a little bit. But without singing, just speak it.
Okay. By dir ist es throat. Oh,
But higher. Yeah. So we're singing it here. By dir ist es throat.
By dir ist es throat.
Keep going.
Uren schlugen. Wir sollten tagen.
Good. As you bring that down, keep it in head voice. Don't let it get into the speaking place. Good. Can we start this singing again with that feeling of energized speech that you just did? Okay.
Do you mind if I use my arms?
No, please do. I would love it.
Bei dir ist es laut, sage Uhren schlagen, wir sollten tagen.
Good, good. Does this help?
Yes.
Good, good. Then use it. If it helps, use it. If it doesn't, throw it away. But if it helps, keep it. So you did with throat the first thing you did the first time we did this, which was throat. Can you give me by dir es throat and get right there with your physical space?
Okay, yeah.
Do that again.
Bei dir ist es laut, sage Uhren schlagen, wir sollten tagen.
Good. Can we sing that last phrase now? And just make sure you have vibrato in every pitch. Right at V. You can do this if you want. Good again, you caught it. You got it. If it helps to sort of keep in fact, just keep your elbows up and your arms drifting around here through this phrase. it's different for you?
Um,
That.
I guess I did a little bit more of the vibrato. I just did it at the beginning so much more.
But I heard vibrato through that whole phrase,
Oh,
which
you
was
did?
great. Yeah. I did. So, did it feel any different to you, the singing?
Um, Not really. Well, with the arms out, it felt, more core support instead of losing my air because I know at the end of that phrase I'm like, yeah.
I think that's what it is. By making sure we have vibrato throughout the tone, it's really just telling you to stay connected to your breath and body. It's a very easy to, what is it? Oh, I changed the key. I'm sorry. It's sort of easy to give it all the energy and then it goes away down in the middle of the voice. But by keeping your arms out, your elbows up, this posture in place, it helps you engage your breathing all the way to the end of the phrase. So what if we start with that phrase and we go to the next? Because we have a lot of these start in the high place that your voice loves to sing and then come down to the tricky middle. What if every time we come down, we try to make sure we have vibrato and engage this sort of posture?
We have 2 minutes. I'm sorry to interrupt.
Breathe and lift. That's so nice. Do you have more presence in this part of your voice now? Do you feel the difference in that?
Yeah.
Yeah. And you're not really doing anything except putting your arms out. Yeah. Sadly, we can't perform like this. You can practice like this. And really what you're doing is engaging the intercostals. You're engaging parts of your abs and back. You're keeping your rib cage higher, lifted and out, so that when you're running out of breath, instead of squeezing in to try to save the rest of that air, you're providing a little resistance to your diaphragm and you can squeeze out that last bit of air more efficiently. So I would practice a lot with this. Notice what you feel, not just what it sounds like, which is great, but notice what you feel, how your body changes, how the way it reacts to the singing changes as you use this posture. Can we try one more little short thing here? And similar to actually something someone did just a little bit earlier. As you come down, can you make sure you're not opening too much? For instance, at draußen, I don't think you need all that. I think you could keep the space a little bit rounder.
Okay.
Just play with that if we start at ein Tor. So you have this diphthong and draußen, and so I get this lovely drau, and that ooh is like so good. But the ahs here, can we have drau? Can the beginning of the vowel be as focused as the end of the vowel? Can we start right on draußen? That's drau. Put your hand here, yeah. Drau. Yeah, it gives you a little bit more focus in the tone. Take that all the way through treiben.
Okay.
And treiben have that too. Treiben. Less tall and more forward.
Okay.
This is something something just to play with if you feel that sort of, I really love that ooh vowel you have. The throw, when you get to the ooh, we want more ah in that vowel, but when you get your ooh vowel, it's so lovely and pingy. I want you to play with that ooh shape. Do some ooh exercises when you have time. Just like a ooh, and then do oh in the same place without opening too much. Do all your vowels in that ooh place, and you might find some really fun sort of sounds come out of that space.
Okay.
Lovely singing. I enjoyed this so much.
Thank you so much. I did too. Thank you.
Big hand for everyone who sang today. Whoops, can you hear me? Yes. And Maya, if you're there, let's look at you and let's give you a big applause for being ready to go. I'm so sorry we ran out of time to get to our alternate today, but thank you for being willing and ready to go. And thank you to our teachers, but especially to our students who sang and were vulnerable today, which is not always the easiest thing to do. And we just really appreciate everyone's willingness to try this out and see what we could do in this situation. So it was a great class. I know I took a lot of notes and got a lot of great ideas today from listening to you all. So thank you so much. And with that, we will end this class and get ready for the honors recital, which will be in just a few moments. Thank you all.